It's metal for the masses. It's the only place that plays it harder, faster, and louder than anybody else on live365.com. I'm your host, JC, here in the place to be. I am joined 2 years later with our friends from Voidkeeper. It has been 2 years, my friends, since Eternal Decay. And it's good to have you guys back. How the fuck you been?
Good. Thanks for
Thank you
having
for
us
having
back, dude.
us.
Yeah, good to be back.
Fuck yeah. So, word on the street is there's some new shit coming out.
That is certainly very true, and it comes out on the 14th of this month.
Which will
Today.
be Yep, which on the time of this being released will be yesterday. So, hell yeah.
Sweet.
But
Isn't time travel
hell yeah. Look, there's no time with the internet, man. It's all relative. Fuck it. Science. But anyway,
Yeah.
so let's talk about the album, man. Obviously there's a couple singles out right now that are fucking amazing. I've been blasting them here on the show, and I've
Yes,
been
we
seeing
have.
you guys
Thank you for
post.
that.
Yeah, very much
Hell yeah.
appreciated.
I've been seeing you guys, post them up everywhere. Everybody's getting a chance to listen to this stuff. I see you guys up on Soda Records now, which is fucking amazing. They're
Oh,
definitely doing you guys a good service. But let's talk about the album, man. What went into it? How has it changed since Eternal Decay? And how's the road been since Eternal Decay?
Well, I guess we'll start off with a comparison. With Eternal Decay, that was kind of with really us just trying to figure out the best way that we could all fit our tastes together. And we wanted to make sure we recorded something people would like, but we wanted to really see what we sounded like. Whereas with this new album coming out, we really think we kind of found a more refined sound of the direction we'd like to continue to go down. I think I can speak for all of us that we are very, very happy with the way this album came out. It took a lot of hours in the studio. We were doing 10-hour sessions, like it was no one's business. But this particular album, man, it's a lot more black metal-y. It's a lot more death metal-y. A little bit of doom still mixed in. That's kind of a signature thing we like to have fun with. But it's definitely going to be significantly heavier than what we had done in the past with Eternal Decay.
Fuck yeah. And just so anybody who may be new to the show or new to Voidkeeper, who are you and what do you do in the band?
Fair enough. Well, I'm that guy called Mark, and I play the drums.
I'm Bowen and I play the bass.
I'm Gareth, I'm the vocalist.
Fuck yeah. And that's pretty dope, man. I talk to Mark pretty regularly, so I get to get updates and all this other kind of stuff. And Mark, you've been on your own spiritual journey
Yeah,
in
to say the least.
in the past 2 years. But I've been chomping at the bit, man, waiting for the new Voidkeeper stuff to come out because
Oh, dude, we've been wanting to put this out for a while. I don't want to say we dragged ass, but we dragged ass when it came to finishing up the mastering and the mixing on the album. The cost of things today to go through a professional studio and also having to work with their time frame. We wanted this out at the end of last year, essentially. And then just some delays happened on our end, on the studio end, that kind of thing. So here we are, June the next year.
shit happens, man, and you
Oh,
can't
and then,
really
yeah.
it. If there's one thing that I've learned in this line of business, man, is it's art, man. You can't rush art, because if
No,
you
of
rush
course not.
if you rush it, it's not going to be what you want, man. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
no, it makes sense, man. I hear you.
But so going into the album, you guys have 3 tracks out now. How many tracks total are we going to be seeing on this new album?
Yeah. So we have 8 tracks on the album. One of the tracks was actually released probably like I think was it 22 or 23? Keeper of the Void.
22.
One of the tracks was actually released back in November of 2022 as an independent track. It wasn't on the EP, and we were just like, let's write new music. And then it turned out to be a banger. So we actually kind of fixed the track up, remixed it, remastered it, and it'll be on here. But it'll be 8 tracks total.
Which
Roughly,
track?
I think, 42. Keeper of the Void.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, yeah, I do have Keeper of the Void single here on my Apple
Yep, that,
iTunes.
that never made it anywhere else besides where it's headed now.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait to hear the new version of it. That's going to be dope. So 8 tracks. Obviously, we got 4 now, so we know the name of 4. What's the other half of what you guys are going to be putting out?
So the first track on the album, personally, it's my favorite. I think I certainly appreciate what these two goofs did on the track. I think it's disgusting. It's called what is Dawn of the Morning Star, I believe it's called.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And it was something we've never really done before. It is much more heavily focused on black metal. It kind of starts you off with an intro that is just strictly very faded out, very atmospheric guitar, almost like it's kind of like a background sound that eventually blends in with me doing some more, I don't know, atmospheric drumming. It stays nice and quiet, but then Bowen comes back in through this intro. It starts to beef up, and then out of nowhere, straight blast beats, Gareth going absolutely crazy on vocals, just turns into an absolute black metal monster from start to finish, and then throughout it, pretty cool bridge in the middle of that, and the way we end it was completely a joke at first, but we managed to turn this black metal song to end with a hardcore beatdown at the very end. So
Nice.
hopefully you like that, because it's an interesting musical taste, but we think it kicks ass.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to hear it. Mr. Garth, how have you done? Sorry, not how have you done, but how was doing the vocals on this album for you?
It was good. Like, I was going through a pretty messed up time in my life, so I tried to like filter all that into what I was writing, and they were just like writing like insane shit. So I just wanted to like give it its due. So,
Yeah, I know all about it, man. You definitely got it. It's a great outlet for shit in your life, man. I can definitely I can definitely hear a lot of it. Something that always makes me laugh with like a lot of like the black metal vocalists kind of styles is like a lot of them are like super happy dudes, and like you listen to them like on an album, it's like, dog, like you sound like you're ready to rip somebody's head off. Like, how are you this happy jovial?
I'm a hippie in real life.
Hell yeah. How did you like get into want to becoming like a black metal vocalist? Like, what was the thing you heard where you were like, yes, I want to sing like this?
Definitely mayhem.
So how like what's your what are the tricks of the trade for you to make sure that your voice is up to spec, and how have you I guess learned from, I want to say, Eternal Decay, and maybe learned some new tricks, or kind of totally like revamped your singing style for this?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely tried to beef it up a lot. I tried to add a lot of like lower, like death metal, like kind of parts to it, and I started using honey as before I record vocals instead of just malt liquor. So that's good. Yeah.
Well, they do have honey liqueurs, sir. So I mean, like, you could always go that route.
You didn't need to tell me that.
A little Jack honey here,
Yeah, Jack honey is good. Yeah, you could throw a little extra honey in there, but yeah. Experimenting a little more, like going on, like trying to do a little more lows and just kind of do the acid bath thing where I just like kind of like blend all of them.
Dope.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't consider myself a very good vocalist. But like, I definitely, hell yeah, brother. We're in the same boat then,
Yourself some credit.
So we can't put you on stage with us, John, as a backup vocalist, is what you're saying?
Absolutely. You can put me on stage as a backup vocalist. I'll be right there for you, man.
Call it a date.
But that's dope, man. I enjoy it. I was a choir kid in high school, man. So it was singing's not new to me, but I could never fucking find the right way to sing like some of like the black metal stuff that I was definitely into. I just I have the utmost respect for people that can, because it is not easy at all. There's definitely an art to it. So
yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just can,
That's awesome. Even
I
better,
mean, that
man.
sounds like some Alistair Crowley shit, but
That's why I love having this dude in two bands.
Oh,
Man.
yeah. So going back to the man in the middle here, Mr. Bowen, you are the bass player.
Yes, sir.
We share something in common here. You are I remember the last time we had you here on the show. We were discussing our love of Motorhead and Let Me Kill Mister and all that
Oh
fun
yeah,
shit.
for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember it well. I remember posting the picture on my Instagram of a zoomed up picture of you with sunglasses on and comparing
Oh
it to
yeah.
comparing it
It's
to
funny,
Lemmy.
we were just giving him shit for wearing sunglasses in the middle of the night, like what, 20 minutes
was-
ago?
It was light when I left my house.
But so kind of the same question. How has your bass playing ability kind of improved and like what have you like what's new? Like what kind of new improvements have you done for this album as opposed to what you were doing in Eternal Decay?
I think a lot of my playing on this album is riffs that have branched away from the guitar, like kind of broken away from the guitar instead of pairing with it, and just kind of writing my own bass parts instead of
Okay.
just like just having them double up on the guitar. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing.
That and speed.
Yeah, and the speed. Yeah.
Oh, dope. Because I know, you guys, kind of pull heavily from like the Doom scene and the Doom sound of everything. So, I mean, like, are we going to have like some fuzzy bass solos here, or are we?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
he peppers them in.
Yeah, basically, I wouldn't say they're necessarily
Basically.
bass solos, but his general tone is still going to be underlyingly doomy and fuzzy.
Yeah,
He's
pretty much.
Still got that back and groove that you'd find in like a nice fuzzy Doom song,
Mhm.
but it's just been applied in a more vicious and angry or attacking way for black metal and more death metal.
I think there's a couple of songs that I'm playing through Guitar Cab also,
Okay.
which is what I do with Witch's Tears, the band that Gareth and I are in together. And I always play through a guitar cab. I play my bass through a guitar cab, especially with it being a 5-string. The low B is meant to basically become a second rhythm guitar during certain sections. Sorry, the window just closed. It's basically meant to become a second rhythm guitar during certain sections and, pick it up when somebody solos, when we're playing live, for instance. So I think you'll hear some of that on the album, but the other part is just like, a normal bass cab and what is it, a swollen pickle guitar or like a overdrive pedal and BR or SY1 Boss synth pad that I'm running into my bass. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. So if you wanted to sound like Voidkeeper on a bass guitar, you just got the inside scoop on
Yeah,
how to
don't
sound
try
like how to sound like
It's just
Voidkeeper.
swollen
Too
pickle
late.
and SY1.
Too late. I'm posting this on the internet. The world will know. But that's dope, brother. I really do enjoy it. I love talking to bass players here just because like that was like my big thing, like, when COVID hit, when we all got to sit inside and lose our minds, which I think they want to do to us again at some point because there's this new bird flu that is apparent.
What is this?
It
Bird flu going around.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
new bird
I
flu going
didn't even
around,
know
which
that.
oh dude, it's terrible. I have this terrible thing called I watch the news. And
I listen to the news every day, and I haven't heard of this.
Yeah,
You're not watching the right news, brother.
it's terrible. But
Apparently,
apparently
No,
now
I'm listening to that. It's like
apparent-
radio.
apparently now there's a bird flu that's that humans can catch or mammals can catch. So yeah, fun times, guys. So we might be locked down again.
Yeah.
Is what I
All we
gather.
want to know is who will be the first to die from it.
Person in Florida died.
Oh, well, that solves that.
Florida guy.
Florida. It's always Florida man, dude. Always Florida man. But yeah, no, I always like chatting it up with the bass players of bands just because it's like that was like the big thing that I've always liked. I never wanted to be the guitar player in a band just because one, I don't have that sex appeal, and two,
Oh, nonsense. John, come on, bud.
Sir, look, I'll take the compliment, but I assure you. But no, and I always liked bass to me. Not so much that I thought that it was a lot easier than playing a guitar, but I just always liked, the sound of a bass, the deep tones, the distortion that you can get with it, the fuzzy bass tones, of doom and stoner.
Well, I actually fell into the role of bassist for both Voidkeeper and Witch's Tears. My main instrument is guitar and piano.
Hell yeah.
So,
Do we finally get piano on a Voidkeeper album?
So
Yeah, you do.
technically, the last track on this album, which is called "The Crate," and this caused some issues, but I opted to try and put in somewhat of a keyboard piece throughout the song, and we had gotten into some internal issues as to placement and how long, and specific people not wanting any of it in the song versus everyone else wanting it.
I think it's
I
awesome.
wanted it.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody, including the studio, wanted it in the song without naming names. There was one individual that did not want it in there because it took away from their individual part.
Was it the drummer?
You got him.
If I was going to out myself that easy, John, I would honestly not need your help.
You just should have. Honestly, you just should have done it, man. Because I'm just going to out you here on the internet where everybody can hear you.
Look, man, you've seen my Facebook. I out myself on the daily. All right,
On the daily, dude.
It's
How
part of my
many?
job. But
Guys, my
forward,
truck
definitely-
runs. Guys, my truck broke.
Moving forward, man, we're definitely going to have some more piano and keyboard stuff as we've actually just taken on a full-time keys player and synth player to join in. So he will be one of the 3 new additions to the band lineup. So we're definitely looking forward to having some keys create atmosphere and some general backing sound for us.
Yeah, the dude that's doing the keys now is the drummer for Witch's Tears.
Ah.
So it's like all 3 members of Witch's Tears are now in Voidkeeper together.
I consume other people's bands. I'm sorry.
Look,
You're like
man.
Disney Plus.
Look, man. Once you peer into the void, there's no going back. That's how you got to
Nope.
look at it. But
Nope.
that's
Yeah, go
awesome,
back
man.
and shit.
So from what I'm gathering from this, there's a heavy chance that going forward we'll be dipping into the melodic side of things.
Yes, there's definitely it's a good mix of brutal beatdowns, black metal brutality, and kind of some true culty feelings about that. But on the flip side, there's definitely some melodic death metal mixed in. I think we can all agree as a band, the last track on the album, which is "The Crate," which is based off of a Stephen King short story.
Yeah, that song's a banger.
That it's a very long and very melodic black and death metal song that I think most people will probably say is the favorite on the album.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You ever
Well,
see the
that's-
movie Creep Show?
Ever see the movie? What? I'm sorry.
Creep Show?
No, I have not.
It's based off of that.
I'll have to. I'll
You
have to take a
look
look
up
now.
The Crate Creep Show, and then
Yeah.
you'll understand why we wrote a song about this short story.
Awesome. I dig it.
Yeah,
Well, digging from literature is actually it's not uncommon for bands to do so. I mean, like my favorite band, Iron Maiden, definitely took a short story, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and made it one of the greatest bangers of all
Oh,
time.
I love
I
that.
love Maiden.
Yeah.
Maiden's sick.
I love the fact that Ghost covered it. I thought that was fucking amazing. I was not
That
expecting
was
that.
really cool, by the way. Yeah, that was sweet.
I
On
wasn't
that one,
expecting it.
Iron just doesn't like Iron Maiden, but that's okay. It's not that I don't like
It's,
them, but I just never got into the
Maiden's
classic
sick.
metal bands.
That was the first metal album I ever bought. Was Brave New World. It was Iron Maiden.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that. That's
yeah.
cool.
One of their lesser known albums, but yeah.
So I guess really where we can go from here is like so we've talked about the strides that you guys have made from 2022 to now, and the changes in lineup, the new implementations of things that you want to add going forward. How do you guys feel? Because 2 years doesn't seem like a lot, but it's feels like an eternity, especially with the current climate of things. How have you guys been faring with I want to say like digital media services and now like the rise of AI, like how do you guys feel like you
That's a Mark
fare?
question.
Okay.
Well, if I recall, John, we had that lovely episode of Fuck Spotify.
Mhm.
And look, fuck Spotify 2's coming, man. I'm telling
You
you.
know I'm down. You just know getting anything organized with multiple people is a disaster. But anyway,
And now we're 6 deep.
yeah, I know. But so
we're like Rammstein now.
my biggest issue is that this issue with the online world is just not something that I find solvable. I think a lot of us who have something to say about it and really are tired of the way it's going, myself especially, it's kind of just fighting. It's like you're rowing a boat up a river that's pushing you farther back than you're going forward. At the end of the day, the only reason why I even allow our label to put us onto things like Spotify is simply for the purpose of outreach, because
Yeah.
there certainly is absolutely no money in it whatsoever.
No.
I mean, collectively we have, Eternal Decay as an album probably brought in about 110,000 streams in its first year and a half or so. I know Keeper of the Void brought in almost 40,000. And just these singles have all hit 15, 20,000 almost at this point.
Monsters at 30,000.
So, it's the problem with that is that obviously we're paid pennies for those
Yeah.
streams.
Well,
And-
less than pennies, sir. It's 0.000 and then
Yeah.
a number.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Don't make me cry on the internet, John. But so if inherently, we'll argue we don't do this for the money. Okay. Something we've kind of come to terms with is that me in particular, I like to do expensive things without thinking them through all the time. Don't say anything. And our studio ventures, like for instance, recording this last album has probably cost us anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 plus more that I still owe on it. Plus our jam spot that we rent is $1,000 a month. We have equipment that have to get constantly replaced and cycled through. Plenty of paid advertising at this point, so we know we're not going to recover. Financially, via streaming services and stuff like that, and even in the merchandise department. I haven't put a big push on merch, although we have a huge line coming for the album. Mostly because it's not something that we expect to make a decent amount of money on. Would be cool if we got money from it, sure. But at the end of the day, right now, I still feel like as a band, we're in a phase of we want to get out and get known and get kind of heard, listened to, seen, appreciated, loved, far before we can truthfully really expect to gain any financial things back. Like I said, I'm sure we could all use the money. I live with Gareth now. We have an apartment, and I can tell you, John, we both need the money. But at the end of the day,
Send me money.
yeah, just
I
flash
can't wait to
cash
see the
out.
new shirts.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
The new design is cool.
I just think in today's world, man, it's kind of beating a dead horse with a stick. I don't think you can avoid all these platforms. You just have to take the L and hope that you come out on top in the end. And the thing is, there are people who are making it that are doing pretty decent for themselves. Certainly not a whole lot in the similar genres that we all listen to collectively, but there are people who are. So instead of kind of sitting back and taking that stance of, well, fuck Spotify, fuck Apple, fuck Amazon, fuck all of them, these are what we have as options for revenue streams. We can either learn to take it or
You
not.
just gotta enjoy being dragged
So-
through the dirt.
Well, yeah, that's just it. So I think it's still doable.
I love that analogy right there. You just gotta love being
Yeah.
dragged through the dirt. That's kind of just how it is. I mean, like I get your point, Mark. I really do. You want to be able to put yourself out there, and you want the exposure, and you want that kind of stuff.
You just take it at a loss.
You really do, and it's a shame that that's where the scene's at, because like I talk about it a lot on my show.
Yeah.
Because like I'm just very passionate, and I want bands to succeed, and
Oh, of
I
course.
want
Of course.
I want what's best for the metal community.
Yeah.
Because like we get this bad rap that we're just scary music.
Yeah.
We're a big satanic cult of scary, Cookie Monster music, and nobody wants to listen to us.
Yeah.
So that's why people want to go listen to Taylor Swift and get completely, butt fucked by Ticketmaster on ticket prices.
Yeah, $4,500 a ticket, dude.
Yeah, that's insane.
The show that we got coming up in July, I think, is the most expensive we've ever been able to charge for a ticket. A 2-day pass for the show we're playing is like $30. you know, like,
You're definitely not going to have the government come and break up Ticketmaster for that.
no, I wish they would, but I don't think they're actually fans of me to begin with. So, you know.
Well, I think they're actually going to break up Ticketmaster. I can't wait for it because they
I know,
did.
I've been watching the news with that. I really don't know how well it's going to work because at the end of the day, there are protections in place. So,
Well, they
At least it isn't Vivid seats.
they monopolize.
they
That's
did
what-
monopolize, but what
Yeah.
defines monopoly is technically a gray area because other companies
Well,
do exist.
Yeah.
here's why I think they're going to do it, because they fucked up the rollout for a Taylor Swift concert. I think enough Swifties got mad. I mean, like you've seen what
Don't
Swifties
care
are
about us.
capable
A
of.
bunch of 14-year-old girls scream and everyone pays attention.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dude, listen, I'm sure a U.S. senator was like, guys, just make them stop. Just
My
Get
wife
it out
won't
there.
stop yelling at me. My kid's crying. Fuck, we got to do something.
What gets
What
me-
people actually call and get angry.
What gets me is that there's so much change because of someone who doesn't even write their own songs.
She doesn't ever.
And
That's
the
it.
end of it.
she writes like a third of her songs.
I think it was just about breakups and stuff.
Well, I mean, like they are there, but it's like, oh, Taylor, we got a great producer for you. He's got a good song. I think you're perfect.
Well, yeah, when you look under the
You know,
songwriters, and
Randy
there's,
Newman.
Yeah, exactly.
when you're going to scroll down the list of songwriters on a Taylor Swift song, you actually have to scroll down to read
Yeah.
all the names. But hey, man, if it takes a Taylor Swift situation to break up that whole disgusting Ticketmaster situation, then I guess I can't hate Taylor Swift as much as I typically hate Taylor Swift. You know, it
that's
makes
where
me
I'm
wanna
at.
keep
I
hearing
I
the
think
song.
I think what we need to do now is we need to take that energy and read it, because they're not smart enough to not do what you push them towards.
course.
So I think we need to take that energy and push it towards streaming platforms, and I think maybe then we'll start seeing some effective change.
I
For
agree
sure.
with you,
Totally agree.
but the
Yeah.
part that gets me is the we part, because at the end
The
of the
we
day,
part.
it will take 10 million of us to equal one Taylor Swift.
Well,
You
listen,
know?
man, if the metal community just gets together like a shadow, like a shadow government, a shadow campaign, and just pushes, and just the Swifties are the infantry and we just send them that direction, I think that we can, affect some positive change.
So what needs to happen is Voidkeeper needs to feature Taylor Swift so we can win the Swifties over, and then you and I will plot an army and we'll send the army out, and hopefully that all works out.
And the scene will get better. This is how it works.
I mean, God knows there's enough like metal crappy covers of Taylor Swift songs. I don't want to do that, but
Well,
I have
getting on the topic of covers, is there anything that you guys feel like you would want to cover at some
Oh
point?
man, controversial topic. I think we've talked.
Dude, I
about
want
it.
to cover Caius El Rodeo.
Okay.
That is not for what. What's Kaiser's looking to him the other time.
So we will
Fuck
never
me, right?
we will never be able to decide on a cover. I think that's the general consensus. The only cover we've joked around doing was Voidkeeper just ripping off Witch's Tears, and then Witch's Tears ripping off Voidkeeper. Because it's all the same band at this point.
It's
So
like-
it's not, like
I mean, that would be a funny thing to do. I mean, like,
we
you guys,
low-key kind of did that on Eternal Decay. So, they're part of Witch's Tears. Well, if you remember,
But that
on
would
Eternal
be-
Decay, we have
that would
Tears
be
in
the
Witch.
that would be the safest cover anybody could do. It's like, we got a side band, let's cover our side band, and then have the side band cover us.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just
air water animals.
I think Death Clock did that in Metal.
They probably did, yeah.
just
But
have just have
That's
like this big controversy, like have this, that do people know that Witch's Tears is a secondary offshoot band for you guys?
We're not like an offshoot band.
Okay.
So Witch's Tears originally came first, and then I became friends with everybody, and then
He abducted us like aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. So there needs to be
our
like
original
a,
guitarist and me kind of stole Gareth first, and then Bowen came later on.
so what would be a great advertising campaign is have like this false rage campaign of this band ripped us off and hasn't done it.
I would.
These motherfuckers covered, wrote Air Trees, Water Animals when we did.
Get the Twitter feud going.
What is the legality of that? I mean, at the end of the day, you can't copyright infringe on your own work just because you're
But
in another
they-
band, right?
But they don't know. That's the thing.
Sue everyone.
Yes, Lars Ulrich.
It doesn't
Just
get too many
sue
Eric
everyone.
show sketch.
I would love to cover Funeral Fog by Mayhem. I think that's the one
That'd be
thing
cool.
we could do.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the drumming on that is fucking. I think it's like
That's a
the
good
same
one.
style. So I would love to do that.
We're open to the idea of covering.
I've
again,
never been in the covers, but that's the one thing I would do.
It would take a lot of deliberation and alcohol.
A lot of
to-
infighting.
Yes.
Yes.
There are so many like one-off covers that I would like to do, just per show, one per show, and just like have a repertoire of maybe 10, but like spread them out over the course of 5 years, something like that. Like I like doing that stuff, just throwing something into the mix. Like I'd love for Witch's Tears to cover Age of Pomperius by Turbo Negro. Like that would be so sweet. You know that song, right?
Oh yeah, I know it well. Be dope.
I hate the fact you can't make money on covers.
Yep.
The business guy in me is like, why am I putting 2 months of effort into nailing this cover and I can't put it on the internet without getting
Tell that to
copyright?
the Doors. Half their catalog is
Yeah,
fucking
that's true.
covers.
That's true.
Yeah, but at the same so when
Tell
I mean,
that to fucking Jim Morrison's
When,
Cadaver.
so if you call me an idiot, I forget. So when was like the Doors at their peak?
69.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well, you can legally
late
cover it with
60s.
no infringement because it only lasts 50 years. It's public.
Yeah,
domain.
yeah, it's probably, yeah.
So
The more you know.
Songs we covered were like fucking 10 years after. Before.
yeah, but you can't trade. It's illegal to charge money for a cover song.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's very illegal to try and charge money because it's intellectual property theft.
When we do
So-
music.
Moving on, then. We'll keep the idea of covers on the back burner. So getting back to the album here, man. So you guys are obviously going to, I hope, be going around and touring with this album. Probably not.
We're gonna mess around, get some shows in for sure this year. We don't know how many, but I wouldn't call it as far as a full-blown tour. But we're definitely gonna try and get out and play some good shows.
Hell yeah. Do you have like an idea? Obviously, before the show, we were talking about you guys doing a metal festival over in Boston. So that's going to be pretty dope. But where else are you guys looking to spread around to?
I think generally speaking, just because like most guys our age, man, we all have jobs with crazy schedules. I'm fortunate that I make my own schedule, but and he kind of can make his own schedule from time to time. But at the end of the day, we kind of established that we don't want this band to take away from the personal life.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want this to work for everybody. It has to be fun, and it can't really be a negative impact on your everyday life, your work, your social, whatever. So I think we're going to probably stick towards the East Coast, just playing shows. I don't think we're going to go more than 3 or 4 states away at most. Just right now, at least, it's not really in the cards for the sake of work schedules and taking time off and pets at home and relationships and stuff. And we have a lot of work to do to get our new guys caught up as well, which is going to kind of put a hinder on the whole touring thing as well.
Should we talk about them?
Eventually.
Yeah.
But we have work to do. So we plan to play some shows locally and then work our way up, a little bit north, New Hampshire, Vermont, that kind of deal. And then maybe as far as like Philly, maybe you could do New York. We could potentially go a little bit farther, but
FDR.
it'd just be complicated right now for us to really kind of push out that way. If we had a better financial situation, backing the band to cover travel expenses and stuff like that, then maybe it'd be worth it to go farther in the future. But for now, we just got to kind of keep it on this side of the country.
Hell yeah. If you guys do end up going to Philly, just stay strapped. Philly's
Yeah, you ain't gonna worry about us.
Philly-
I
Philly's,
want us to play FDR, the skate park under the highway. That would be so sweet.
oh, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I just Philly's just starting to I'm gonna completely maybe piss off a lot of the fan base of Metal for the Masses. I hate Philadelphia. I do. I really do. It is a bullshit city full of bullshit people who fake brotherly love. It's terrible. The Eagles suck. All your sports teams suck. Everything's terrible. Why is everything terrible?
That Bill Burr ranch right there.
For the last 20 years, they've had the worst
Right.
local
Every
Go
Jan-
Yeah,
every
Worst.
fucking January comes around and I got to sit around here listening to these fucking asshole fans go, "This year's our year." And I'm like,
Yep.
Watch
Yeah,
them
but
lose
like, that
every.
city got destroyed by just like years and years of bad local government.
Like,
And it used to be so much worse. Think about that.
well,
It
it
used
did
to be
used to be
so
so
much
much
worse.
worse, but at the same time, this
I
as
drove
far
down Kensington Ave.
Yeah, Kensington is I've seen like bodies on the road.
Yeah,
as far as like the sports franchise goes, I mean, like, you guys are starting to make the Browns look like a winning franchise here.
Cleveland Browns.
Dude, like seriously, like I remember, like, a couple of years ago, the Browns had a parade for a perfect season where they lost every game.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Right,
for
right, all my losses.
I'm waiting for Philly to just do the same thing. But like music
Did you
scene
know if you
wise,
spot Jimmy Pop from the Bloodhound Gang at any Phillies game, he'll hang out with you for the entire day and like buy you dinner and just be your
that's
guy for the whole day.
that that's dope. I'm
He
gonna
has like
start.
season tickets and he is at every single game, and if you spot him, he'll do that.
Maybe that's more incentive to have people actually go watch teams lose. I have no idea. But anyway,
I will say that there's a lot of good places, and we played in Philadelphia
there's
around
great
Harrisburg.
places to play.
Yeah, in Harrisburg, yeah.
Like HP Love Drafts, that was a really good venue.
Yep,
You were able to smoke right inside. That was pretty cool.
I think that was the
there's
best show on tour.
there's the Kung Fu Necktie. There's the old Electric Factory.
Yeah, the Electric Factory was so sweet.
Oh yeah, Electric Factory's sick. There's what is it? The Fillmore. It's like a
Yep.
2-floor venue. Uh,
Yeah.
Fun fact, I actually got to see Ghost there.
Yeah, I saw
It was-
Ghost there.
It was weird. It was just like seeing them, from where they are now. Uh, just being able to see them then and be
Mhm.
like literally right at the front of the stage in this small venue. It's pretty
Mhm.
crazy. But yeah, I
You
mean,
get to see
there's
Ghost
great
on, like,
there's great music venues there in Philly. Like arts wise, it's cool. It's just the rest of the city just fucking sucks.
I
So
remember when there was the Note in Westchester, and that was a cool bar in like 15 North, and it was like it had a great stage and things like that that you could just kind of show up to and see a big band like Ghost or him or whatever, like just at a tiny little bar,
yeah,
and that intimacy goes so far.
The best
Yep.
thing to come out of Philly, though, Ron Bennington.
I was gonna say
Hell yeah.
cheese. Fuck me, I guess.
Oh, were you gonna say cheap? No,
Wawa?
you can get nah. Fuck Wawa. Wawa's going downhill, brother. You don't want.
Are you a
that
Sheetz
shit.
guy?
He's a Sheets guy.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm a Wawa guy, but dude, like Wawa's gone downhill. Once everything started becoming a super Wawa gas station and not like the little like they call them the legacy stores now, but like the little
Yeah.
like little delis like they used to be. It's just
Yeah, like
been a
off of
fuck.
202 going into like
Yeah.
Roswell and stuff like that.
Like now they're trying to do fucking pizza and wings and burgers and shit. I'm just like, nah, dog, this ain't it. Like y'all gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like, but nah, the best cheesesteaks to get are definitely here in Jersey, dude. Philly, I don't know.
Test, John.
Dog, nah, dog.
I
all
took
the-
an exit
dog.
by accident, and I was like thinking, like, God, you can't make me go to Jersey.
No,
I don't know
dog,
why you still
listen,
live in Jersey, dude.
I don't know either. I'm just here, dog. It's hard to get out, but like all the Italians.
Come live in
are here.
Massachusetts, the most expensive state in the country. Come
Yeah,
on.
just take 202 and then just get on 95.
Yeah, I mean, I could just leave everything and just go into the woods, and that would be the dream. But
You could just probably walk it if you really wanted to.
I don't think John's the type that's gonna want to walk 6 states, but word.
not right. I'm just gonna, leave my car, leave my house, leave everything. I'm just gonna, turn on my Chevrolets and just
Yep.
take the trip.
Yep. Just walk the railroad tracks from Jersey all the way to Massachusetts.
Oh, dude, it'd be nice. I'll do it live.
I mean, honestly, you might get some serious traction doing that. Be like, desperate man walks a third of the way across the country.
That'd be dope. That'd be some great content. Anyway,
That's
so you guys, it's been great having you guys here. It's been far too long. Hopefully, it doesn't take another 2 years to have you back here on the show.
Yeah,
It's it definitely. I was looking back earlier today. I was like, when was the last time? I wanted to say it was last year, and then I'm like, oh no! Like I'm scrolling through. I'm like, when did I post the It was like, oh, it was 2022. Holy fuck. I haven't had them on the show since
Yeah.
2022.
Hey, you were still
Yeah.
in Holland back then.
Yeah, dude. It was
Yeah.
the last time we had. I mean,
Was that the old
we
practice
had
space?
we had fuck Spotify, and then the original 21-22 era for Eternal Decay is
Oh, yeah.
we got on with you thanks to Mr. Joshua Jones.
Hell yeah, man. He's a good guy. You know, he's definitely he's definitely been putting in the work for a lot of the guys
yeah.
around the scene. And him and Sam over at Soda
Mhm.
Records now. It's been great. They got Gorilla Wizard, they got you guys, they got Aramis, they got a bunch of the bands that we
We got
featured here on the
Cage in
show.
Your Head, Darren, for sure.
And the Cage in Your Head, Darren, yeah, love that guy.
Yep.
He sends me so much stuff. Like he'll be
Oh,
like,
he's awesome, man.
oh, he's awesome. He'll like send me, he's like, I'm working on this new song. What do you think? And I'm just like, I'll be like at work and I'll just like, dog, I can't wait to listen to it, but I'm at work right now. Like,
Dude, I have to do the same thing, but he likes to be involved, which is awesome, dude. He's full of awesome feedback and just like a genuine awesome guy. Like most of the guys that are on the label that we all share. Soda
Oh, yeah.
Metal Incorporated, and, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, if it wasn't for Metal Inc., I wouldn't have found you, you know. So
Yep.
yeah, we're definitely very grateful to be on both
Yeah.
labels at the same time. Although you're aware that I think it's Thursdays, everything is Josh's fault. You know that, right?
on Thursday, everything is Josh's fault.
Yeah. So anytime you look at the Soda Records page or the Metal Inc. page, you'll see that the heads of the labels here have their little stint going. So it's every Thursday is everything is Josh's fault. So if you do have a bad Thursday, you can actually reach out to Josh from Metal Incorporated and just let him know that it's entirely his fault. And
I should have, if I'd have known this last week, I would have reached out and said, dude, like, fuck you. This is all your fault. Because,
just do that. Just do that this week, but just say fuck you for last week. That's
well,
all.
no, dog. Like last week was a fucking like roller coaster. You know, we had a guy at work have a seizure. We had a guy at work all in the same day. We had a guy at work have a seizure. Somebody had to leave to put their dog down because it was dying of cancer. They called in this chick for the front desk whose day off it was because, you know, nobody could fill in for all this hectic shit going on. So she comes in, unbeknownst to anybody else, she's coming from a fucking funeral, you know? So it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how bad can this day
And
get?
there's John over in the parts department just being like, I hate all of this.
I'm just sitting here over in the parts department, man, and I'm just like, I need loud music. I need to just not be here. I need to just unplug. This is terrible. I want to go home. I need to text Josh and tell him it's all his fucking fault, but I didn't know that. So
Well, now you do. Every Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Thursdays. We can convene after this chat, but I will confirm with you it's Thursdays. And that was Sam from Soda Records who established that it's definitely Josh's fault at all times, but you only can credit him for the faults on Thursdays.
okay, I'm definitely going to start
Oh yeah,
absolutely
time
blasting
difference-
his email.
the time difference between us and him is fantastic because I just yell at him for things being his fault while it's like 2 a.m. for him. You know, it's
Right.
middle day for me, whatever. But I have no problem waking him up from a dead sleep to let him know it's his fault.
Just a nice 2 a.m. Fuck you.
Oh man.
That's awesome. But guys, I'm super excited to hear this new album that is at the time of this interview's airing is already out. Everybody can find it everywhere pretty much. Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Voidkeeper, .org or
Yeah, we're not cool enough for the website. Just type in Voidkeeper somewhere, and I'm sure something will come up.
Gotcha. I'll try. If some crazy Austrian porno comes up, I'll definitely let you guys know.
Not to post that, Gareth.
You're definitely gonna send me that if you find that. Austrian, huh?
Well, listen, man, like you guys are talking about a way to make revenue. I mean, like you guys could definitely like make an OnlyFans spinoff, Only Feet,
So there's okay. So
you don't want to see Mike Hallins. I'll
No.
tell you that.
No.
I saw
I
this thing.
guarantee you somebody does though. Somebody will.
Okay, I gotta say this really fast, and I'm gonna do it really fast. But I was just in Iceland, and somebody showed me this porn of somebody from Austria putting pool balls up their ass, and they, in a certain order, they do a little jig, and then take them out in a different order than they went in. Like
So I'm gonna
Before
before you finish this. This is where the parental advisory is gonna come up. This is not for children. This is not. This is triple X rated, and cool.
Next time,
As long as we know now that this video will never be monetized, please continue.
Just cut it then.
Right, cut it out in post production. We're good.
Jeff was the boss, and then what
Fix it in post.
happened?
Oh, we fix nothing in post. It's always raw, just the way I like it.
I'll own that.
See, John, you don't have to go in public with these people. I do. It's exactly what you might think it's like.
Oh, so you're band dad.
Oh my God, yeah, I am band dad. I usually have to.
major band. Dad.
I have to when I drive with Gareth. I have to put the window up and the child lock on.
That's
the
not
window.
true.
It is. It is true.
He's the dog out the window, just like.
Really, it's just dogs don't yell absurd and obscene things at passerbys.
But that's fun though.
You were in my in my Humvee shooting at fake.
people.
Yeah, like just like Saigon, and I'm like, dude, this Humvee is not plated. Like, stop.
Yeah, he has like a military Humvee. I was like, shoot at people.
Go out the sunroof with like a Nerf gun.
What?
I said just go out the sunroof with like a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a turret.
Oh, does it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, man, just let me know if you want to come up this way, dude. You're happy to. You're more than welcome to stay up with me and Gareth for a while, whatnot. But we got that 2-day festival at the end of July. If you're in the Massachusetts or New England area, you'll find info online about it. And if not, hopefully we play states for people who might like us or tolerate our BS or some shit like that.
Ohio is a great place. I love
Ohio is not a great place.
Ohio is not.
Those
a very
people
fun
know
place.
how to party and they love rock and roll. That's the main thing.
I went to Columbus one time and it was fucking weird.
Nah, dude, Ohio's where it's at.
Well, you heard it here on Metal for the Masses. Ohio's where it's at. This has been Voidkeeper on Metal for the Masses. We got the new album coming out, 8 tracks. It's going to be absolutely insane. You guys just, one more plug, album, where to find it, who you guys are, all that fun shit. You know how it goes.
Yeah, man. We're Voidkeeper. I'm Mark. I think that's Bone, and that's Gareth. You'll find our new album out technically the day after this air, or the day before this airs. It's Withered, Bone, and Rotten Flesh, and it's available on 140 different platforms. So if you can just spell Voidkeeper, there's a high chance you can find us. If you want black metal, death metal, and some doom metal sprinkled in with like 5 notes on a keyboard occasionally, we're your people for that.
Fuck
Smoke
yeah.
it.
Gentlemen, it's been an honor, as always.
John,
Thank you
thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Very, very nice.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me.